Hello there, welcome back. In this video lecture, we'll see how to create an table using catalog API. Let me create an Scala object, creating table with catalog API. Let me just copy paste this Spark session. Now, let me get the catalog value as well, catalog object as well. Spark.catalog will get me the catalog object. Now, to create a table, there are different methods which are available in catalog, like sorry, create external table or create table. These are the different set of methods which are available for creating a table. But this create external table has been deprecated starting from, if I'm not wrong, 2.2 version of Spark. Sorry, 2.1 version of Spark. This method has been replaced with create table. If you check this Spark source code, this create external table internally uses create table method. uh, this part create external table internally uses this create table method, right? So in create table, again we have different types of tables available, just providing the table name and the path, and providing the table name, path, and the source, and providing the source, table name, and other stuff. These are like map options or something like that. So in this, we'll try to use this method, which takes a table name as an argument, and what is the source and what is the schema, and if at all if you want to pass any options to your for creating your table, you can pass those options as well, right? So for creating the table, what the table name I would like to give as Spark underscore course dot which table I would like to create. Okay. Uh, Okay, let's create the table from this movies CSV as well, right? So I think we have already created this movies table, I guess, right? Let's see that Spark underscore course show tables. It's already created, right? So what I'll do, I'll just drop the table, drop movies. Okay, sorry, drop table movies. Okay, and I have dropped this table, and using this catalog API, I'll create another table which is Spark movies, right? And now the second option is source. You want to mention what kind of table you want to create. That is how the data is stored in your table, using a ORC file, or it is in a text file, or it's a Parquet file. These kind of stuff you have to mention in the source. Now I would like to create my table as a Parquet file, so I'll just give Parquet over here. And if you have any schema available for your data, you can provide your schema as well, right? Schema will just create the schema there. Here in options, right, you can just create the options. I'll just put comments, uh, table created with catalog API. Okay, and this map, it's just if you have any other stuff which you would like to mention, then those things you can provide over there. And you want to provide the schema of the table as well, right? Schema of the data what you are trying to store, or what you are creating. This is nothing but when you are creating a table, you'll be mentioning what is the column, and what is the data type of the column, right? Those things are mandatory when you're creating a table, right? So these things you have to provide in the form of schema. So let me just create a schema for this. So for creating a schema, I'll just use a schema struct type, which is used for creating a schema. And struct type, you'll have struct field, Under struct field, I would like to create a schema like this. Okay. Now, under struct type, what are the things I'll have? In struct field, I'll have three different. Okay, there are three different columns available in my CSV file, right? So I have to create three different fields. So first field and second field and third field. So three different fields are there, and final one is null. So when under field, what are the things we'll get? I'll be getting a table name. This is the basic struct type which you have to use for creating a schema. Right, under script struct type is nothing but entire schema type, and the struct field is nothing but for each column. Whatever, suppose you have 10 columns, you have to have 10 different fields, right? For each field, you'll create one struct field over here. So the struct field will take three parameters. First one is name of the column, and second one is data type of the column, and third one is nullable or not. This I have already explained in my earlier video about applying your own schema to your data frame or a CSV file. I'll just leave a link to that video in I description. You can just uh, check that video. This is just a recap of that particular video. And right now in the struct field, there are what are the movie name is the first one. So I'd create movie ID. Sorry, movie ID is the one, and this is of type integer. So I'll just give integer type, and nullable false or true or something, whatever you would like to, and title, and it is of type string type, and nullable is true, and the other one, last one is genres, and it is of type string again, and nullable, yes, it is nullable. Right, and my Eclipse is complaining because I didn't use the imports, so I'll use imports with Spark SQL types and struct type, and string type and struct field. All these things I have imported. Now I have my schema ready, and I have passed my schema to my catalog API. Right, in catalog API, I'm using a create table method, which by default will create an external table. So it takes a table name as a parameter, and what is the type of the data, or what is the type of the files it has to the table will be storing, whether it is a ORC format or Parquet format or any format that is supported by Hive and Spark, and will provide the schema for the for your table, and in there is some other thing called options, where you will be providing what are the options you'll be providing. I'll just give the comments for for my table, and that's it. So what I'll do, println. So in catalog, there is an option, uh, is table exist or table exists, right? So once this statement has been executed successfully, this table should have been created. So what I'll do, I'll just check the status is available, or I mean the table is available or not. That means if the table is available, means our statement is successful. We can also check this from the Hive prompt as well. I'm just using the showing you the usage of the catalog API. Okay, and table successfully created. If it is successfully created, then it will show as true, and if not, it show as a false thing. And yeah, let's try to run it and see if the table has been created successfully or not. and you can see a job has been executed successfully, and the table, it shows as a table exists, right? um, Earlier we have dropped the table, and the table was not there. Now we can see the table has been created. Let's see quickly see that show create. Let me clear the screen for you. Show create table movies, I guess, right? You can see that table has been created with integer string, which we have provided in our job, right? And you can see that the table has been created. And suppose if I want to insert the data into the table as well, as soon as I create that create the table, right? I can also do something like this before I go ahead and insert the data. If I want to run this job again, the table has been already created. If I try to run this job again, my job will fail because the table is already created, right? We don't have an option to delete a table from Spark or Catalog API, right? We can only create the table. So for that, what I'll do, I'll drop the table, drop table movies, and I'll just for your okay, show database. Okay, drop table. I have given a wrong name. Movies. Okay, and let's see. And they can show the table movies not found. Here I have given a wrong name. Sorry, where is it? Wrong name to drop the table, but still it successfully executed. It should ideally throw an error, the table not found, like how we got it here, but never mind. Right now I have just dropped the table, and so to insert the data into that particular table, what I can do, earlier we have mm, okay, earlier we have done something like this, right? We'll just use the same thing. I'll read that movies file over here as a movies file over here, and I have this movies data frame available. And now this movies data frame I'll try to insert into that. The movies dot write dot insert into, and I can give spark underscore course dot movies. So this table we have anyhow deleted it, and now I'm creating using this catalog API and inserting the data into that. So to see whether the data has been the data is inserted into the table, what I'll do, I'll just use spark.table, and I'll give table name as spark underscore course dot movies dot show. So what I'm just reading the table, and I'm printing top 20 lines. Let's run the job. Now you can see our job is completed, and table has been created, and the data is inserted into the table. And you can see that it is showing the top 20 rows. You can also see from your Hive prompt, uh, show create table movies. Now you can see that show create table is available, and let me just give select star from movies limit 10, right? That's it about this lecture, guys. In this lecture, we have learned how to create a Hive table using uh, catalog API, and we have also tried to insert the data into the table which is created using catalog API. Okay, that's it for this video lecture, guys. And if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe. And if you have liked this video, please share it and give it a thumbs up. And see you in the next video. Bye, guys.